अरे शिखा मैडम,
Hello, sir. Hello, hello. Am I audible, sir? Hello,
प्रखर।
हेलो सर, गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग। बेटा चेक करोगे ऑनलाइन है अपन ऑनलाइन हुए कि नहीं अभी
yes, sir.
हाँ
मैं
सर, मैं
ब्राउजर पे?
यूट्यूब पे चेक करना है।
हाँ हाँ,
YouTube पे.
हाँ सर, मैं चेक करता हूँ।
डे 9 के लिए देखना है ना, डे 9।
हाँ ठीक है सर। हाँ सर, लाइव हो गए। हेलो।
हाँ ठीक है बेटा, डे 9 दिखा रहा है ना वो? ठीक है
हाँ सर, हो गया।
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, वेलकम सर।
तो अमोल सर,
Sir,
वी कैन स्टार्ट
can I
मीन्स
start? Okay.
यू आर रेडी। ओके, थैंक यू।
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Today we are going to start new topics. Okay. These new topics are in a business layer. That is validation rule, workflow rule, process builder, and approval process. Okay. But before starting these new topics, uh, if you have any doubt regarding previous which we have covered, we'll take that questions first, and then we'll revise once regarding this relationship type fields, roll up summary, dependent, record type, and field history. Okay, this is the topic which we have covered in the previous session. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding this topic related anything, you can just put it on chat. Okay, so we'll try to answer your question, and then we'll start with the revision. Till the time people are joining, so we can have the question answer session till the time. So anybody have any question, you can just put it on chat. Is there any question from previous session? Okay, I think there is no question. If you have any question, you can add it on chat. So we'll start with the revision. Okay, in previous session, we have started from this record ID and external IDs. Okay, so what is this record ID? Whenever we visit any record in Salesforce, okay, for example, whether it is user or lead or opportunity, anything or custom object. Okay, there is one a unique ID assigned to every record. Okay, and by using that ID, we can identify a particular record. Okay, so we'll show you that ID how we can identify. and how to identify whether it's standard object or custom object. Okay, so as I earlier mentioned that if you visit the record, if you visit the particular record, you will get record ID in this address bar. Okay, so let me open this record. Okay, I think it's just stuck. Let me refresh it again. So let me go to the any of the lead record. Once I open this, yeah. So once I open this, here you can see in address bar, this ID is nothing but your unique record ID. Okay, this is the identification of this record. Okay, and there is one pattern in this ID. Whenever it is start from a number, that means it's a standard object. Okay, whenever any ID start from number, that means it's the standard object. Okay, and if it is starting from a character, that is your custom object. If you can see, let's open this student object and then I'll show you. So here you can see this starting from character A, right? So that means this is a custom object. Okay, this is how we can identify by using this ID whether object is custom object or standard object. Again, there is one more pattern. Here you can see we have to check the first three characters. Okay, if it is 00Q, that means it's a lead object. Okay, 00Q, that means a lead object. Okay, and this work for only a standard object. If you want to see the account, that is 001, that is 001. Okay, if you wanted to see the opportunities, there is again for opportunity also there is one pattern. Okay, so let me show you. Open the opportunity. Here you can see 006. This is for opportunity. You can open any record of opportunity. This ID will start from 006 only. कोई भी record open कर लीजिए. This ID will start from 006 only. So you can see 0062, right? It's same. For every opportunity record, this ID will start from 006. Okay. For lead, it's 00Q. For companies, that is account 001. Okay. So this is some patterns there. Okay. And one more thing here. ID is of 15 character case sensitive, case insensitive. Okay. And 18 character case sensitive. Sorry, 15 character case insensitive. Okay, and 18 18 character case sensitive. Okay, so this ID is there. If you can check it out, if you open the record, here you can see this ID. You can count the character and you can check it out. Okay, this is about the your record ID and external ID. Whenever we integrate our system with the third party application, okay, so unique identification in third party application will become the external ID here in a Salesforce. For example, just take an example of these companies, that is account. Okay, so many organization use the financial system, separate financial system, and this Salesforce they use for the sales process only. Okay, so in that case, what we want to do, we require this company information there in a financial system also. Okay, so what we'll do, once we create the company record here, we'll push this record to the financial system. Okay, and whatever unique identification get generated there in financial system will become the external ID for Salesforce. Okay, so that is nothing but your external ID. And next we have seen the schema builder. Okay, so by using schema builder, what we can see the object structure. Okay, so what a relationship is there in between the standard and custom object. Okay, also we can, if you want to create the fields. Okay, also if you want to create the object, we can by using schema builder. So let me show you how we can access the schema builder. There is two options. One is this quick find. You can type the schema builder and this option will get open, or else you can just go to the object manager, and from here here you can see we'll get this option called schema builder. Okay, so once we click on the schema builder, we'll be able to see structure of all the object, how they are connected to each other. Okay, so let me open this. So here you can see this schema builder. In this detail section, here you can see object structure. Yesterday we have seen the example of this four object: user, country, state, and district. Okay, so user is a parent of all the object. Here you can see this kind of structure. Country is parent of state. Okay, here you can see country is parent of state and state is parent of district. And here in between, this red line shows that there is a master detail relationship, and blue line shows that there is a lookup relationship. Okay, here you can see in between country to state and state to district, there is master detail relationship, and in between user to country, user to state, user to district is a lookup relationship. Okay, again, if you want to check with other object, we can select other object here. Here you can see all the standard and custom objects are visible. Okay, you can select that object if you want to check the or how they are connected to each other. Okay, again, if you want to create the object, you can just go to the other section called elements here. Just click on elements, and from here you'll be able to see the list of data types. Okay, all the field types which are there are available here on this schema builder. Also, you can drag and drop a field which you want to create. For example, on district object you want to create any field. So what you can do, you can just drag this field and drop it here, give the name. Okay, for example, email ID. Make select these options and save it. So this field will get create on this object. Okay, these are we can create fields from here. So if you want to create object, so you can just drag and drop this object option here, and you'll here you can see create new object form will get opened. You can create the object with minimum information. Okay, this is how we can use the schema builder to create object, create fields, and also to check the relationship between the standard and custom objects. Okay, this is about the schema builder. The next option we have seen, yes, this master detail and lookup relationship. We have seen the difference between them. So here you can see the difference. Okay, lookup is loosely coupled and master detail is tightly coupled. Then separate data security model for parent. But here in master detail, whatever data security will apply for parent, it will get applicable to the child. Okay. In lookup, we cannot will not be able to create the roll-up summary, but in master detail, we can create the roll-up summary field. And in roll-up summary, we have these four types of uh, calculations are available: so count, sum, mean, and max. Okay. So this is regarding the master detail lookup a roll-up summary. Also, we have seen the formula field. In formula, we have seen how we can use the standard functions, right, and operators to do the calculation. Okay, automatic calculation. Okay, so that's regarding the formula. Then we have seen the dependent pick list. So here you can see yesterday we have taken an example of dependent pick list. So let me show you that example. I think we have created on lead object. So let me open the lead here. Let me open new lead. Just take the option called product lead. If you select the industry here, agriculture industry, so only two product will be visible. By using dependent pick list, we have make this possible here, right? Or is if you can select the banking industry, then there is only one product available. How we have done this? We have to go to the lead object. Just go to the lead object here. Is it field and relationship? And from here we can see field dependency option is there. So we can create the field dependency. Okay. So there many a time they ask the question, what is dependent and what is a controlling pick list in your interview. Okay. So controlling pick list will decide what value should be visible on a dependent pick list. So here you can see on lead object, our industry is a controlling. Okay, industry is controlling pick list, and this is the dependent pick list. Okay, so controlling field can be a checkbox also. Okay, अगर आपको कोई checkbox को controlling field बनवाना है तो then you can make it as a controlling field. Okay, but dependent should be a pick list value. Okay, dependent क्या हो सकता है, pick list हो सकता है. Okay, from here we can create new. See here a controlling field. So here you can see this do not call is a checkbox, email opt out is also checkbox, fax opt out is also checkbox, right? Industry lead source, lead status and rating. These are the pick list. So controlling field can be a checkbox or can be a pick list. Okay, but a dependent field should be a pick list only. Okay, so these are the some options there. Okay, this is regarding your dependent fields. Okay, field dependency or dependent pick list. Then next we have seen the field history tracking and record type. Okay, so field history tracking, whenever we want to track some history of your record. For example, here you can see if you go to this record. So if you want to change who modify the record, so that we can track through the field history. So here you can see yesterday we have added the lead history section here. Okay, and if you modify particular information, what field we want to track, that we have to mention here in a field history tracking. Okay, so here you can see this is how the system will capture the field history track. Okay, and even no one will be able to modify this history. Okay, so once we modify the record, this history will automatically get generated. Okay, so how to track that history? So here you can see we have to do is first we have to enable that field history while creating object. Okay, second thing, we have to go to the field and relationship, and from here set field history tracking. We have to set field history from here. Okay, once we click, we can select the maximum of 20 columns, that is maximum of 20 fields to track. So जितना भी field हमने select किया है उसी को हम track कर पाएंगे. Okay, system will track only that field, other field वो track नहीं करेगा. Okay, this is how we can track the field history. And next thing is the next topic we have seen is a record type. Okay, so what is record type? Whenever we want to implement two processes on same object. Okay, processes on same object. Now just take an example here on the lead object. We have seen the two different record types. One is product lead and service lead. Okay, so this is the most of the time this scenario comes in your actual project. Okay, so most of the organization, they are working on service as well as product. Okay, so they service भी provide करते हैं, product भी sell करते हैं. Okay, in that case they might wanted to capture different information for product lead, they want to capture different information for service lead. In that case, what we have to do, we have to create two different record types. Object will be the same, but two different record types, one is for product and one is for service. Okay, so if you talk about the product layout, only field related to the product will be visible and common field. If you talk about the service, so field will get visible on the layout based on the service industry, right? So this is how we can create the different record type. Also we can assign this record type on the profile basis. For example, service product team is, sorry, product lead generation team is different, service lead generation team is different, right? So we can assign this record type only for product lead generation team, and service layout we can assign it to the service lead generation team. Okay, so this is possible. We can define the permission based on profiles. Okay, that is what we have seen the, this is what we have seen in previous session. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding this topic, you can put it on chat. We'll wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start with the new topic. Okay, in schema builder, what is the use of auto layout and also use of external ID while adding the element? Okay, as I mentioned about the external ID. Okay, so external IDs, whenever you want to connect your system with the third party system. Okay, so whatever unique identification is there in third party, that we can add it here in Salesforce as an external ID. Okay, so external ID will become a unique. जब भी आप डेटा अपलोड करोगे तो आपको यूनिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन कैसे करना पड़ेगा? यहाँ पे सिर्फ यूनिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन रिकॉर्ड आईडी से होता है, राइट? बट अगर आप थर्ड पार्टी सिस्टम से डेटा लेके आओगे तो यूनिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्या है? वहां के आईडी से होता है, राइट? सो दैट्स द रीजन एक्सटर्नल आईडी वी हैव टू क्रिएट हियर. Okay, and then we can identify, we can create unique identification based on both the fields, record ID as well as external ID. That is of external ID. And second thing you ask about, what is use of auto layout? So let me check that function auto layout, then we'll explain you. Where is that option, auto layout? Yeah, this one. Here you can see this is only to make this layout properly. Here you can see right now we have selected 3 objects, right? And if you select the multiple object, we will not be able to see it properly. For example, if I add multiple object, I'll not be able to see this properly here on this display window. If I make it as auto layout, so here you can see it's arranging properly. So activity, then country, right? So it's making a proper arrangement for me so that I can go here and check it out. Okay, so based on the relationship, it is arranging properly. So country is a master, then state, then district. Okay, again here you can see user is the parent of all the object. Again we scroll down, the child of user is account, and child of account brand is child of this account, right? So it is just arranging properly here to read it. Okay, जैसे कि आपको प्रॉपर रीड करने के लिए ये इसको अरेंज करके दे रहा है, बस आपको ऑटोमेटिक अरेंज कर सकते हैं या फिर आपके हिसाब से आप अरेंज करके देख सकते हैं इसको. ओके, दिस इज अबाउट द ऑटो ऑटो लेआउट. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, I think there is no question for previous topic. So what we do, we'll start with the new topic. Okay, so here you can see new topics are related to the business layer. So whatever logic or whatever automation we want to perform, that we can manage through these four options. First is validation rules. So whenever you want to restrict some data, right? Uh, for example, if you are creating lead record and you want to restrict people to enter only 10 digit in your mobile number, right? 10 digit in your mobile number, or you want to kind of validation if you want to create, then we can use this first option called validation rule. Okay, this validation we can write it on a cross object also. For example, while creating contact record, you want to check whether account record is active or not. If account is not active, we should not able to create the new contact below that account, right? So this kind of validation if you want to create, we have to use the validation rule. Okay, so then workflow rule is there. Workflow rule is useful whenever we want to send some email alert. Okay, then you want to update particular field. Okay, based on the condition. Then you want to send the outbound messages, right? Or you want to create task or event. That option is there. We can create by using workflow rule. Again, there is process builder. Process builder also useful for same thing, but scope of this process builder is more higher than this workflow. Okay, then next is approval process. If you want to have some, if you have some approval process, we can implement that by using approval process here in Salesforce. So what is meant by approval process? For example, quotation object is there, and whenever salesperson creates the quotation, before submitting to the client, he wants your management wants to check it out or approve that quotation, right? If this such kind of scenarios, if you is there in your business process or your sales process, in that case we can create the approval process in Salesforce, and once salesperson submit the record, it will get higher authority will get notification, or his reporting will get the notification to approve this record. Okay, once he approve the record, then it will get automatically locked. Okay, then salesperson only can send this to the client. We cannot modify anything once it get approved. This is regarding the approval process. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll see one by one all the topic. Let's start from this validation rule. Okay, let's start from the validation rule. So let's go back to the lead object. We'll show you how we can access the validation rule and how to create it. Okay, So to check to create new validation rule, we have to go to the object manager from setup. Go to the object manager. From object manager, just type the object name. For example, we have to create this validation on your mobile number. So go to the lead object. Go to the here you can see side panel. Scroll down and go to the validation rule. You can see 10-digit validation of mobile number is already there, right? So what I'll do, I'll delete that and then we'll create a new. Let me delete this and we'll create new validation for same that 10-digit mobile number. Okay, so just click new option here. So here we have to give the validation rule name. Okay, so to identify this validation rule, you can mention the proper name here. For example, mobile number should be 10 digit. Okay, this is my validation rule. You can active or deactive validation rule by using this checkbox. Activate. Okay. Then description, you can add the description to unique identification. Okay. Or your future reference purpose, you can add the description here. Okay. So what condition you have mentioned and what error you want to mention. Okay. The next thing, here you have to mention the error condition कि आपको error कब display करना है. Okay, so in this scenario 10 digit mobile number. Okay, so हम यहाँ पे क्या चेक करेंगे, जो भी मोबाइल नंबर इंटर किया है वो 10 डिजिट का है या नहीं है. If it is not 10 digit, then we'll give the error, right? Then we'll give the error. So here if you have to check, first thing what you have to check, you have to check length of the mobile number, entered mobile number. So how we can check that? So here you can see standard functions are available here, and we have seen in while checking at formula field, there is one function called length. Here you can see length is there. Return the number of characters in a text string. So we'll check this length. Instead of this text, what we have to check? We have to check the mobile number. Mobile number में कितना digits है. So let's insert that mobile number here. Here you can see this mobile we have inserted. So what this formula will do, this will return the length of this mobile number. But what we have to check? We have to check if this length of mobile number is less than equal to 10, then हमें error नहीं देना है, otherwise हमें error देना है. So what we have to check? We have if and else condition, right? So we can use another function called if, right? So let's copy this. In logical test, we'll put this length of mobile number equals to 10. Okay. If length of mobile number equals to 10, then what we have to do? We have to save this properly, right? So we'll to save the properly, we have to write the false here. Okay. And if you want to give the error, we have to write the true. Okay. जब भी ये validation true return करेगा, that means क्या होगा? जब भी ये validation true return करेगा, that means it will show the error. Okay. तो यहाँ पे देख लीजिए हमने क्या लिखा है. First we'll check the length of mobile number. If it is equal to 10, that means record should get saved. That's the reason we have added false value here. Okay. So अगर equal to 10 है तो ये क्या करेगा? False return करेगा. अगर इक्वल टू 10 नहीं है तो ये क्या करेगा? ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा. जैसे ये ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा तो system will display the error message. So what error message we want to display, we can list out here or you can mention here. Okay, so we'll mention the error. Mobile number should be 10 digits only. Okay, This error, we can mention any error as per your convenience or as per requirements. Okay, again there is error location is there कि वो एरर कहाँ पे डिस्प्ले करना है, टॉप ऑफ द पेज डिस्प्ले करना है और फील्ड पे डिस्प्ले करना है. सो व्हाट इज डिफरेंस बिटवीन टॉप ऑफ द पेज एंड फील्ड, आई विल शो यू. So here you can see this error is nothing but your top of the page. Okay, so यहाँ पे ऊपर आपको error आ जाएगा, this is the top of the page, and here is key, this error is nothing but your on field. Okay, this is the top of the page error and this is the field. So you have that option where you want to display error. If you select the top of the page तो page के ऊपर आएगा. If you select the field then you have to select the particular field here कि कौन से field पे आपको error display करना है. So let's select the mobile number, right? Now check it out. Check for syntax. So there is no error found, so we can save it. Right, so here you can see this validation rule we have created and this is active, right? So if you try to create new lead now, we'll try to create, or you can modify any existing lead also, still it will work on that. So let me modify any existing lead ka record. Okay, and instead of adding 10 digit, what I'll sorry, instead of adding 10 digit, what I'll do, I'll modify and will remove one digit from this sheet, give the error. Here you can see mobile number should be of 10 digit only. जो हमने एरर दिया था वो यहाँ पे विजिबल हो रहा है. सो यहाँ पे देखा अभी हमने कम डिजिट डाला था. आई विल मेक इट एज 11, still it will give the error. Here you can see mobile number is of should be of 10 digits. Okay, so this is how we can create the validation. आपको जो भी field validation create करना है, you can create that. And earlier I have mentioned one question. This is very important question in terms of your certification or in terms of your interview. What are the options from here? Field we can make field as a mandatory field. Okay, so कौन कौन से ऑप्शन है और कितने ऑप्शन है जहां से हम फील्ड को मैंडेटरी कर सकते हैं. सो आई मेंशन दैट देयर आर 3 ऑप्शंस. वन व्हाइल क्रिएटिंग द फील्ड, जब भी हम फील्ड क्रिएट कर रहे हैं वहां पे एक ऑप्शन आता है रिक्वायर्ड. दिस इज द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. सेकंड, फ्रॉम पेज लेआउट we can make it mandatory, and third option by using the validation rule. So now what I'll do, I'll show you how we can make the field as a mandatory field by using the validation rule. Okay, so let's take an example of a lead again. Just edit this record. And let's see here. Okay, so here you can see this website is not mandatory. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll make this as mandatory by using validation rule. Okay, so let's go to the validation rule again, create new, give name as a website required. Okay, active. Here check again, check the length. Here we can use the multiple option, right? These functions here in this function we have multiple option for a same purpose, so we can use that multiple option. Okay, so for example right now we have used the length function, so again we can use length function here. If length equal to 0, we can show that this field is required field. Or other option we have is the is null or is blank. We can check is blank, right? Check whether an expression is blank and return true or false. So this function also we can use, right? So here you can see instead of expression, I want to add the website here. So here you can see is blank website. अगर website में value नहीं है तो ये क्या करेगा? True return करेगा, right? जैसे true आता है तो validation error display करेगा. This is the one option, or we can use the length, or we can use the is null option. Is null option is also there. So there are multiple ways we can write this formula. Okay, so whatever best suits for you or whatever comfortable for you, you can mention use that function. Okay, so here I'll use the is blank function. Okay, so this error you can mention also. कहाँ पे error आपको display करना है, that you can mention from here. Once done, then you can save it. So here you can see, scroll down and save it. Now you go to the record. Don't enter any value inside and try to save it. It should show an. Here you can see, please enter website value. So this field become a mandatory field now. Without this field, we will not be able to save it, right? So this is how we can make any field as a mandatory by using your by using the validation rule. So there are three options to make the field as a mandatory field. First, we have seen while creating the field. Second, we have seen while setting the layout. Third option we have seen while creating validation rule. Okay, so this is how we can create validation rule, and this is how we can make the field as a mandatory by using the validation. So I think there are some questions in chat. Let me check it out. Okay, give one example for email validation of email address. Okay, so for email address already there is validation on email address, but if you want to use the text field, definitely we can use the validations. For example, here you can see, if you check the email type ka field, these validations are already there. For example, if I enter Amol only here in this email ID, will not be able to. Oh, okay, let me open the existing record, then I'll show you. And also I have mentioned while creating the email type field, right? Field type. So advantage of having email type ka field is that we no need to create the custom validation on email. Okay. Here you can see I have removed @ and domain name. So system will give error here because this is the email type. Here you can see email invalid email address, this, right? So if you use the standard email type ka field, then this validation is already defined there. So that is why Salesforce recommends you that you should use the email type ka field whenever you want to store the email ID. Okay, but sometimes people use that text type and then they have to create the validation. Okay, so जब भी आप text use कर रहे हो email store करने के लिए, so we have to write the validation rule. So I'll show you how we can create that validation. Okay, so first let's create one field. So always remember, you should create the email type ka field whenever you want to store the email ID. Okay. Always remember this because this email type का field have predefined validations. यहाँ पे जैसे क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि ईमेल टाइप का वैलिडेशन कैसे लिखते हैं, उसके लिए मैं क्या करता हूँ, एक टेक्स्ट टाइप का फील्ड बना रहा हूँ और उसमें वैलिडेशन लिख के दिखा देता हूँ. ओके, बट ऑलवेज रिमेंबर जब भी आपको ईमेल टाइप का क्रिएट करना है, ईमेल टाइप स्टोर करना है, तो ईमेल टाइप का ही फील्ड आप क्रिएट करें. ओके, secondary email. Okay, now I have created the field called secondary email. We'll check it out here. Just let me refresh this layout. Just check it out, that field, a secondary email. So here you can see secondary email. Right now what I'll do, I'll add Amol only here in this secondary email. We'll try to save. It will get saved properly because as we have created text field for this email, right? So here you can see it gets saved. Why? Because we have created the text field. So now we can create the validation on this text field to make as a it's to make the validation on @sign this domain name, right? So how to do that? Let's go to the validation tool, create new. Email ID validation. So first thing what we have to check here, whether @ is present or not, right? So here we have option called contents. Okay, so here you can see contents. We can check whether substring is contents present there is text or not. So let's use context. Check email ID, secondary email ID. So let's use the secondary email ID here, right? Again, then compare text. What we have to compare? We have to compare the @ sign, right? If it is yes, okay. What is, this contents will return. Here you can see it will return true if this character is present here, or else it will return the false. Okay, that means और हमें क्या चाहिए, जैसे ये ट्रू रिटर्न्स करता है तो ये क्या करेगा, एरर दे देगा. बट हमारा सिनेरियो अलग है, अगर वो फॉल्स रिटर्न करेगा तो हमें एरर देना चाहिए. देन व्हाट विल डू, विल यूज द नॉट फंक्शन हियर. हमें क्या करना है, रिजल्ट रिवर्स करना है. यहाँ पे अगर ईमेल आईडी के अंदर मिला तो हमें क्या करना है, एरर नहीं देना है, राइट. बट अगर ये फॉर्मूला हम यूज करते तो इसको अगर ईमेल आईडी में मिला तो वो क्या करेगा, ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा. जैसे ही ट्रू रिटर्न होगा तो ये एरर डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा वहां पे, राइट. सो विल यूज नॉट फंक्शन हियर, नॉट. I'm typing here, but here you can see you'll find that not function here. Here you can see is not function is there, right. वो क्या करेगा, आपका रिजल्ट रिटर्न कर दे, रिवर्स कर देगा. ओके, जो भी रिजल्ट है उसको रिवर्स कर देगा. अगर ट्रू है तो फॉल्स कर देगा, फॉल्स है तो ट्रू कर देगा. ओके, so this is how we can write the, and then error message, please enter valid email id, ठीक है. And then we'll select on field, then we'll select the secondary, save it and check it out. It's active. Let's go to the secondary email here. We'll try to save it again. Now it should give an error. Here you can see, please enter valid email id, right. So this is how we can, this is not the full validation we have entered. Now if you enter the @, still it will get saved. Okay, here you can see it get saved, right. So we have to create multiple validations on that email id. Okay, so now again what we have to write, we have to create second validation for domain name. @ should be there, then domain name should be there. So this kind of validation we have to write. So instead of creating this text field and writing multiple validation, you should use the standard email type ka field. Okay, so these validations are already there. Okay, so is there any other question? We'll wait for 2 minutes. If you anybody have any question, you can put it on here. Okay, there is one more question. Please repeat is blank function ka use. Okay. Okay. So is blank function we use to check whether a value is blank or not. For example, given string is blank or not. For example, here you can see while creating record, let me show you. Now here you can see website. अगर मैं website के अंदर कुछ भी value नहीं डाला, it means this field is blank, right? So if you want to check that whether field is blank or not, they in that case I can use the is blank function. So here you can see in validation we have used that blank function. So website required. Here you can see is blank and we have passed the website का field. सो जब भी वेबसाइट के फील्ड में ब्लैंक वैल्यू रहेगा तो ये क्या करेगा, ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा. ओके, इज ब्लैंक यहाँ पे दिखा देता हूं मैं. हियर यू कैन सी इज ब्लैंक. हियर यू कैन सी दिस ऑप्शन इज देयर. तो ये क्या करेगा, अगर वेबसाइट का वैल्यू ब्लैंक है तो ट्रू रिटर्न करेगा. अगर वेबसाइट का वैल्यू ब्लैंक नहीं है, मतलब कुछ कैरेक्टर उसमें डाला है हमने, तो क्या करेगा, फॉल्स रिटर्न करेगा. So this is how this is blank works. Okay, again same functions are there called is null. Is null is also there. This is also work same way as blank works, right? Again another way we can check whether the field is blank or not is number or length. We can use this length field. By using length field we can check it out whether this string is blank or not. Okay, so just we have to write one more function here. We have to use the if function and we have to use the length function. So these options are there. As per convenience, we can use the function. So for that, what we have to do, you have to just go to the this standard functions and you have to check it out all the standard function. At least you should use one all the function once. Okay, प्रैक्टिस के लिए सब फंक्शन एक बार ट्राई करके देख सकते हैं आप. ओके, सो देन विल गेट टू नो कि कौन सा फंक्शन हम कहाँ पे यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, so any other question? There is one more question. Okay, there is one create validation tool to check that a contact is in the zip code of its associated accounts. Okay, so this is the validation. Someone asked there in group. Okay, so I think this validation is based on the postal code. Okay, for whenever we create the account, postal code of account and postal code of contact should be same. I think this is the simple validation we have to create. They have mentioned the steps. Okay, so let me check it out that what are the steps. Till the time, if you have any question, you can put it on a group. Okay, and if you want to check this question, you can visit the WhatsApp group. Okay, there they have someone has added this question. Okay, Okay, so yes, this validation is simple. What we have to do, we have to just check whether account का zip code and contact का zip code same है या नहीं है. That is sorry, postal code same है या नहीं है. That is what we have to check it out. Okay, so how we can check that? So we have to write this validation on your contact. Okay, so while creating contact, it will give the error. Okay, so let's go to the contact. I think we have renamed contact as a contact person. So here is this contact person. So API name is contact, right? Just go to the validation rule, create new. Uh, Validation on postal code and description. I'll write postal code should be same. Should be same for account and contact. Okay, so here we just have to check whether zip code is same for account and contact. Okay, so हम simple check कर सकते हैं, but उन्होंने जैसे trailhead में steps दिया है, you have to follow that step to solve complete the trailhead. Okay, but अगर आपको business scenario check करना है, तो we can use a different way to write the same validation. Okay, so उनका condition ये है कि account का और कॉन्टैक्ट का जो भी पोस्टल कोड है वो डिफरेंट नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? सो वी कैन चेक इट आउट हियर. ओके, सो हाउ टू चेक इट आउट? सो जस्ट चेक हियर. फर्स्ट थिंग वी हैव टू चेक द अकाउंट का postal code. So here you can see we are on contact object, so we can check the related object का जितना भी field है, we can check it out. How to check? Here you can see this account is there and you will be able to see arrow. That means कॉन्टैक्ट के अंदर एक रिलेशनशिप टाइप वाला फील्ड है जिसका नाम अकाउंट है, राइट? तो वी कैन एक्सेस फील्ड ऑफ दैट अकाउंट ऑब्जेक्ट, मतलब पेरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट का जितना भी फील्ड है वी कैन एक्सेस व्हाइल क्रिएटिंग वैलिडेशन रूल ऑन चाइल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट. Right now we are creating validation rule on child object, but we have to check one field from parent and one field from child, right? Postal code of contact and postal code of account. So account is parent. So how to get that parent ka field? So here you can see this account is there, and this arrow mark is nothing but it's mentioning that this is a relationship type field and we can access field from that object. Okay, here you can see other, there is no this arrow. What whenever you'll get the relationship type wala field, then you will get that arrow. Okay, so here you can see, just click on this account. So here you can see all the accounts ka field are available. So just mention the postal code. So here you can see shipping postal code. There are two address on account, shipping and billing. Okay, so we'll use the shipping postal code. Okay, so insert shipping based postal code equals to, then we'll check the contact ka postal code. So let's scroll down. So contact only have one address, that is the mailing address. Okay, so let's check this mailing postal code, right? We have checked whether this equals to not, right? So again this will not help you to write the validation. So what you have to write, you have to use the if condition. Okay, use if condition. In that if condition, so first logical test, inside this logical test we have to write this. Okay, so logical test में हमने क्या चेक किया, अकाउंट का पोस्टल कोड इक्वल टू मेलिंग पोस्टल कोड. इफ इक्वल है that means first condition, then we have to write the false, मतलब हमें error नहीं देना है, right? But if it is not equal to, then we have to give the error, that is a true value. So यहाँ पे देख लीजिए, मैंने चेक किया अकाउंट का पोस्टल कोड इक्वल टू कॉन्टैक्ट का पोस्टल कोड. अगर इक्वल है तो एरर नहीं देना है, इक्वल्स नहीं है तो एरर देना है, राइट? सो हियर आई विल मेंशन फॉर कॉन्टैक्ट should be same as its same as account. Okay, this is how we can mention that, and we'll add this validation on mailing postal code. Okay, just save it and check it out. Done. Just go to the contact person while creating any or we'll check it out first. Postal code of this cloud wale, we'll see it, and then we'll try to create one contact below this account, and we'll check it out what the postal code of that contact. So we have mentioned the shipping, right? Shipping postal code. So let me modify this record. I think delete option, edit option we have removed from here. So let me create new con. Yes, edit is there. So we'll check it out here. Okay, we have, I think we have override the buttons, edit ka button. Yes, we have override. Okay. Okay. So edit button we have override. Let me make this proper and then we'll check it out. Let's go to the okay. So here you can see we can go to the billing, right? Sorry, we have seen shipping postal code, right? Let me add here. Okay, this is my postal code. We add other mandatory fields here. Yes, these are the various mandatory fields on account. So now I have added shipping code. So now what I'll do, I'll go to the related to contact and we'll try to create one contact person, or what I'll do, we'll edit the existing contact person and will not add any mailing postal code, or we'll add a different postal code. Okay, so for example 1 2 3 4 5, okay, and 6. So there I have added 410 210. So now here I have added 1 2 3 4 5 6. So different postal code. If I try to save it, it should give the error. So here you can see postal code or contact should be same as a account, right? If I mention the same 410 210, right? So it will get saved properly. Here you can see. So this is how we can create validation. So, but to clear this trailhead, you have to follow the steps mentioned in the trailhead, right? Okay. कि कौन से फील्ड के ऊपर आपको चेक करना है, जैसे कि आई हैव चेक्ड ऑन शिपिंग पोस्टल कोड एंड मेलिंग पोस्टल कोड, right? They might have mentioned that different fields, so you have just have to use that fields. Okay, and name should, you have to give the proper name, right? Because here I have mentioned name as per my understanding. Okay, but you can give the name for this validation rule as mentioned in the trailhead, otherwise आपका trailhead pass नहीं होगा. Okay, जो नेम उन्होंने बताया वही देना है आपको। ओके, जो स्टेप बोला है वही स्टेप फॉलो करना है आपको। ओके, वहां पे हो सकता है कि मल्टीपल सॉल्यूशन हो एक कोई प्रॉब्लम का, बट ट्रेलेट सॉल्व करते टाइम आपको वही यूज करना है। ओके, सो एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Okay, I think there is no other question, so we'll move to the next topic. So first, we have seen the validation rule, and this is very important. Without validation rule, you'll not be able to complete any project or any object. I can say you'll not be able to complete any work on any object without validation rule. वहाँ पे आपको लिखना ही है। ओके, कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट अगर आप प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे हो और कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट आपको क्रिएट करने बोला है, तो वहाँ पे 10-15 वैलिडेशन तो होगा ही होगा। ओके, so without validation, you'll not be able to complete any single object. Okay, so this is very important. So here in validation rule, what we have seen, how to create the validation. Validation rule कब error दे देगा, error message हम कहाँ कहाँ दे सकते हैं, and one more thing we have seen, how to make the field mandatory by using validation rule. Okay, this option we have seen. Also we have seen how to write the क्रॉस ऑब्जेक्ट वैलिडेशन रूल। जैसे कि यहाँ पे अभी चेक किया था हमने अकाउंट का फील्ड एंड कॉन्टैक्ट का फील्ड, दैट इज अ क्रॉस ऑब्जेक्ट वैलिडेशन रूल, दैट इज आल्सो वी हैव चेक इट आउट। नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक वी हैव टू सी इज द वर्कफ्लो रूल। ओके, to check the workflow rule, we have to go to the setup. Okay, from setup, here you'll get the option called workflow rule. Here you can see workflow rules, this option is there, this workflow rule option is there. So how to use workflow rule and what are the advantages of having workflow rule, that I'll mention. Before that, I think there is one more question here in chat. Let me check it out and then we'll start with. So there is one more. Can we create validation rules for record types? I didn't get it what you want to ask, but a record type will not create any impact on validation rule. Anyways, we can write validation rule on any of the record type. But if you can explain me the question again, then I'll be able to answer you proper. Okay. Okay. So his question, can we create validation rule for record type? Yes, we can create validation rule on any of the record type. Okay. So there is no restriction on that. Okay. So for example, we have taken the product lead and service lead, right? So if you want to write some validation on product lead layout, yes, we can write that. We can mention first condition as a record type equal to product lead, and then we can write the different kind of validation for product lead and different kind of validation in service lead. That's possible. Okay. So is there any other question? We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. If anybody have any question, we can put it on chat, and then we start with the workflow rule.
Students, do you have any questions?
Okay, I think there is no question. So let's start with the next topic called workflow rules. Okay. So when to use workflow rule whenever there is some business cases where you want to send some email notification, right? Or you want to update some fields, right? Or you want to create some task, right? In that case, we can write this workflow rule. For example, we'll take a simple example. Whenever any person creates lead, जब भी कोई सेल्स पर्सन या मार्केटिंग टीम वाला यूजर लीड क्रिएट करता है तो हमें क्या करना है उसको एक टास्क असाइन करना है ओके बिजनेस सिनेरियो इज दैट जब भी कोई लीड क्रिएट होता है तो हमें क्या करना है जो भी यूजर लीड क्रिएट करेगा उसके लिए एक टास्क असाइन करना है उस टास्क में उसको क्या मेंशन करना है जो भी लीड है उससे कॉल करने के लिए मेंशन करना है और ही हैज टू कंप्लीट दिस टास्क विद इन 8 days ओके जब भी लीड क्रिएट करेगा उसके 8 दिन में उसको वो टास्क कंप्लीट करना है ओके सो इफ दिस यू वांट टू इम्प्लीमेंट दिस काइंड ऑफ सिनेरियो और you got this kind of requirement from client so how we can do that so we can create this automated task by using a workflow or by using a process builder so ये दो ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे workflow process builder by using that we can create that there are more options okay there are more options like if you go for apex programming there is option called trigger by using trigger we can do that again there is one more option called flow okay flow is there by using flow also we can do that okay so these two options workflow rules process builder flow and trigger by using these four options we can perform that but trigger is part of coding and flow is part of the advanced admin okay so we'll not see that right now what we'll see how we can do it by using a workflow rule okay so business scenario is that whenever any user creates the lead record तो हमें क्या करना है यूजर को एक टास्क असाइन करना है okay this task he has to complete within a next 8 days उस टास्क में हम मेंशन करेंगे that he has to call that person and discuss regarding the products और जो भी डिस्कशन है फॉलो अप कॉल और वी कैन से फॉलो अप कॉल ओके जब भी कोई लीड जनरेट होगा तो उसको फॉलो अप कॉल करना है विद इन 8 days ओके so this is the scenario okay so let's see how we can create this by using a workflow rule okay so to create workflow rule just from setup type workflow here so here you will get the option called workflow rule and in that workflow rule we have two kinds of workflows one is time based and one is immediate okay so time based means we can schedule that workflow जैसे कि रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट होने के 8 दिन बाद एग्जीक्यूट होना है या फिर 10 दिन के बाद वो एग्जीक्यूट होना है या फिर 1 year के बाद एग्जीक्यूट होना है दैट वी कैन डिफाइन इट दैट इज अ टाइम बेस्ड वर्कफ्लो ओके एंड सेकंड इज इमीडिएट जैसे आप रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करोगे वो वर्कफ्लो एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा ओके सो लेट क्रिएट वन वर्कफ्लो हियर न्यू रूल फर्स्ट यू हैव टू सेलेक्ट द ऑब्जेक्ट कि कौन से ऑब्जेक्ट पे हमें वर्कफ्लो क्रिएट करना है सो वी कैन क्रिएट इट ऑन अ कस्टम और वी कैन क्रिएट इट ऑन अ स्टैंडर्ड ऑब्जेक्ट ओके so let's select lead here so here you can see lead is there select lead next rule name create follow up task okay so here you can see once we given the rule name description so here we can see evaluation criteria is there in evaluation we have three options created and every time it's updated created and every time it's edited to meet the subsequent criteria. So what is mean by these three? So if you want to execute this workflow, once record get create, okay, जब भी record create हुआ तब execute करना है, तो you have to select the first option. जैसे कि सिनेरियो में हमने देखा है कि हमें क्या करना है, जैसे लीड क्रिएट होता है तब जाके वो एग्जीक्यूट करना है. So in that case we have to use the first option. Okay, then second option is there. Many a time there is scenario that आपको टास्क कब कब क्रिएट करना है, जब भी आप लीड क्रिएट करते हो और जब भी आप लीड को एडिट करते हो. एडिट करते हो मतलब के सेव करते हो, राइट, तो तब भी वो टास्क क्रिएट होना चाहिए. If this kind of scenario is there, then you can use second option, created, and every time it's edited. Okay, मतलब दोनों टाइम पे वो क्या करेगा, टास्क क्रिएट कर देगा. थर्ड ऑप्शन इज देयर, क्रिएटेड, तो क्रिएटेड पे भी वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा, एंड इट एंड एनी टाइम इट्स एडिटेड टू मीट द सब्सिक्वेंट क्राइटेरिया. अगर आपका कुछ क्राइटेरिया है, ओके, जैसे कि लीड क्या होना चाहिए, एक्टिव होना चाहिए, या फिर लीड का स्टेटस क्या होना चाहिए, कॉन्टेक्ट या फिर वर्किंग होना चाहिए, राइट. तो ऐसा कंडीशन कुछ है तो ये क्या करेगा, क्रिएटेड पे भी एग्जीक्यूट होगा, एडिटेड पे जब अगर कंडीशन मीट होता है तो वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा. ओके, एडिटेड पे कंडीशन अगर मीट होता है तो वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा, अदरवाइज वो एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा. ओके, दिस इज हाउ वी कैन मेंशन हियर इवैल्यूएशन क्राइटेरिया. सो लेट्स सेलेक्ट फर्स्ट क्रिएटेड. जैसे कि हमने सिनेरियो कंसीडर किया उसके हिसाब से हमें क्रिएटेड पे क्रिएट करना है. सो लेट्स यूज दिस फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. Then rule criteria here, we have to mention the rule criteria. Okay, so for example there might be a scenario कि lead create हुआ but अगर वो lead सिर्फ उसका रेटिंग हॉट है या कोल्ड है तभी हमें टास्क क्रिएट करना है, अदरवाइज नहीं करना है, राइट. या फिर जैसे कि लीड मुंबई लोकेशन से है तभी हमें कॉल करना है, या फिर प्रोडक्ट स्पेसिफिक भी हो सकता है. अगर लीड ये प्रोडक्ट के लिए तभी हमें फॉलो अप टास्क क्रिएट करना है, अदरवाइज नहीं करना है. ओके, और देयर माइट बी अ सिनेरियो दैट बेस्ड ऑन लीड स्कोरिंग, लीड स्कोर है उसके हिसाब से भी हम डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. अगर लीड स्कोर हाई है तभी हमें फॉलो अप कॉल करना है, ये तो नहीं करना है, right. So this kind of condition you can mention here. Okay, and but if you notice here you can see star mark is there, that means at least one condition is mandatory here, at least one condition is mandatory. But many a time there is scenario we don't want to mention any condition, without condition we want to execute the workflow rule. So how to do that? Okay, so two options are there. First we can mention the this condition on required field. Okay, जैसे कि हमारा फर्स्ट नेम सॉरी लास्ट नेम इज मैंडेटरी, राइट, तो हम यहाँ पे कंडीशन क्या मेंशन कर सकते हैं, लास्ट नेम नॉट इक्वल्स टू ब्लैंक, लास्ट नेम नॉट इक्वल्स टू ब्लैंक. ओके, तो ये क्या होगा, जब भी लास्ट नेम ब्लैंक नहीं है तब वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा, बट लास्ट नेम इज मैंडेटरी फील्ड तो वो कभी ब्लैंक हो ही नहीं सकता, कोई भी लीड के लिए वो ब्लैंक नहीं हो सकता. ओके, दिस इज वन वे to deal with this mandatory field. Okay, so this is one option because of at least one condition is mandatory here, so we can mention last name not equals to blank, तो last name कभी blank हो नहीं सकता, तो वो क्या होगा, हर टाइम एग्जीक्यूट होगा. this is one scenario, this is one option we can do it. और second option we have, I'll mention second option here. Second option, you can just change this criteria limit to the formula evaluation to true. यहाँ पे डाल के आप इसको ट्रू कर दीजिए बस. ओके, सो क्या होगा, हर टाइम एग्जीक्यूट होगा. जैसे यहाँ पे ट्रू मिला तो वर्कफ्लो एग्जीक्यूट होना स्टार्ट होगा. और यहाँ पे देख लीजिए दिस फंक्शंस आर अवेलेबल हियर आल्सो, राइट. इफ यू वांट टू चेक सम कंडीशन और यू वांट टू डू सम कैलकुलेशन एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट you want to decide whether workflow rule should get executed or not, then you can use these functions. Okay, so always remember these functions are very important. Okay, so we can use this function in validation rule, formula function, right, then a workflow, and again we can use this in a process builder and flows. Okay, so वहां पे भी आपको useful हो जाएगा. So let's select it. We have given name, we have evaluation criteria we have selected, then we have mentioned true because we don't want to mention any condition here. Okay, then just click save and next. So right now first step we have completed. First step we have created the workflow rule, right? और उसमें हमें क्राइटेरिया मेंशन किया है. उसमें हम इवेल्युएशन क्राइटेरिया क्या होना चाहिए, हमने कंडीशन मेंशन किया है, रूल क्राइटेरिया मेंशन किया है, राइट, एंड नेम मेंशन किया. नेक्स्ट थिंग वी हैव टू डिसाइड वेदर वी वांट टू क्रिएट टाइम बेस्ड वर्कफ्लो और immediate workflow. Okay, so here you can see immediate workflow actions and time based टाइम डिपेंडेंट वर्कफ्लो एक्शंस. अगर आपको टाइम डिपेंडेंट डालना है तो आप यहाँ पे डाल सकते हो, इमीडिएट डालना है तो यहाँ पे एक्शंस आप डाल सकते हो. सो कौन कौन सा एक्शंस अवेलेबल है, लेट्स सी इट. टू चेक द एक्शंस अवेलेबल, हियर यू कैन सी टू क्लिक ड्रॉप डाउन. सो हियर यू कैन सी न्यू टास्क, न्यू ईमेल अलर्ट, न्यू फील्ड अपडेट एंड न्यू आउटबाउंड मैसेज. एंड दिस सेलेक्ट एग्जिस्टिंग एक्शंस. एग्जिस्टिंग एक्शंस मतलब आपने अगर कोई न्यू टास्क का एक्शन पहले ही क्रिएट करके रखा है, राइट, तो वो आप यहाँ से असाइन कर सकते हैं. वो पहले कहाँ से क्रिएट करके रख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे देख लीजिए वर्कफ्लो हमने सर्च किया था, वर्कफ्लो रूल मिला और यहाँ पे एक्शंस मिला है, राइट. इसके अंदर आप एक्शन पहले ही क्रिएट करके रख सकते हो, तो डायरेक्टली वी कैन असाइन इट फ्रॉम हियर. ओके, so let's create one new action here called new task, क्योंकि हमें नया टास्क क्रिएट करना है. so just select new task here. so first thing यहाँ पे देख लीजिए किसको असाइन करना है दैट टास्क, whom we want to assign this task. so assign हम किसे करेंगे, लीड का ओनर जो रहेगा उसको असाइन करेंगे. so just select it from here. will not use the user because user में अगर हमें पता नहीं चलेगा कि लीड कौन से यूजर ने क्रिएट किया है. so we'll select the owner here. okay, so here you can see lead owner, right. अगर यहाँ पे आपको अलग अलग ऑप्शन है, राइट, कौन से यूजर को आपको टास्क असाइन करना है, तो मेरे को क्या करना है, ओनर को असाइन करना है. जो भी लीड क्रिएट करेगा उस ओनर को असाइन करेगा. तो हम क्या किया, यहाँ पे आई हैव सेलेक्टेड द ओनर. सो यहाँ पे देख लीजिए ओनर का ऑप्शन आ गया, जस्ट सेलेक्ट लीड ओनर. सब्जेक्ट क्या है, मेक फॉलो अप कॉल. फॉलो अप कॉल. ओके, राइट. ड्यू डेट क्या है, ड्यू डेट ट्रिगर्ड, हमें क्या करना है, लास्ट दिन कब रखना है, विद इन 8 days, राइट. सो लीड क्रिएटेड डेट प्लस 8. सो 8 दिन से पहले उसको क्या करना है, कॉल करना है. सो कमेंट में हम लिखेंगे प्लीज मेक फॉलो अप कॉल्स कॉल विथ द न्यू लीड. ओके, तो हम मेंशन करेंगे. उसका स्टेटस क्या रखेंगे, नॉट स्टार्टेड, प्रायोरिटी हाई. ओके, विद इन 8 days ही हैज टू कंप्लीट, तो प्रायोरिटी रहेगा हाई. ओके, दैट्स इट, राइट. दिस इज व्हाट विल मेंशन इन द टास्क. जस्ट सेव इट. right, here you can see we have added one follow up task here, right. Now you might ask, or business user might ask you that अभी हमने टास्क तो क्रिएट किया, राइट, बट ओनर को कैसे पता चलेगा कि उसको एक टास्क असाइन हुआ है, राइट. देन वी वांट टू सेंड द send some notification email or send some notification here in Salesforce that he has to complete this task within 8 days. So we can, what we can do, we can create one more workflow action called email alert, and by using email alert we can send the email alert to the email to the owner that he has to complete this task. First we'll check this option, task will get created or not, and then we'll try to send one notification email. Okay, so just click done here. As we have created the workflow rule, we have added the action, just click done. Once we completed the process, next thing what we have to do, we have to activate this workflow rule. Otherwise, this rule will not work. Okay. So here you can see activate option is there. You just activate it. Here you can see now this rule is active. So now we'll go back to the lead and we'll check it out. Okay. Just go to the lead here. Create new lead. Salutation. Okay. Add website. Company. Number of employees mandatory, I think. Then mobile number is also mandatory. So I'll add some mobile number. Email address. Email ID is not mandatory. Okay. So that's it. What we'll do then, we'll try to save it and we'll check it out whether task will get assigned to the owner or not. Okay. So yes, number of location is also mandatory. So here you can see once we create this lead, here you can see our task is there. Make a follow-up call. Description, please make the follow-up call with the new lead. I think there is one more task we have created. Automatic task is there, which I have created previously. But here you can see this is how system will create automatic task. Now this task is get assigned. So here you can see this is coming in upcoming section, right? यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, अपकमिंग सेक्शन में दिख रहा है, राइट? तो उसको ये टास्क फॉलो करना है और इसका ड्यू डेट यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, विद इन बिफोर 1st Jan ही हैज टू कंप्लीट द टास्क. ये वाले टास्क के लिए नो ड्यू डेट इज असाइन, ये वाले टास्क के लिए ड्यू यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. अगेन हियर यू कैन सी नोटिफिकेशन इज आल्सो देयर, टास्क रिमाइंडर ऐड हुआ है, राइट? एंड प्रायोरिटी यहाँ पे रेड दिख रहा है, मतलब हाई प्रायोरिटी है, राइट? यहाँ से आपको पता चल रहा है रेड मीन्स हाई प्रायोरिटी. Reminder is set for that task, and here you can see 1st Jan is the due date. Okay. Again, whenever we visit the home page पे उसको पता चलेगा उसका ये टास्क अपकमिंग में है. अगर आपको उसका डिटेल देखना है, you can just click on this link here. So this task will get opened in detailed. Okay, detailed view. Here you can see make a follow up. 1st Jan is the due date. Priority is high. किसको कॉल करना है? यन शाह, राइट? यन शाह इज द पर्सन. उसका मोबाइल नंबर मिल रहा है, कंपनी टाइटल वो सब डिटेल उनका दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, राइट? स्टेटस नॉट स्टार्टेड, राइट? एंड अदर डिटेल इज देयर. ओके. सो व्हेनेवर ही does the call, then he can put the details here in comment, right? Other detail he can fill it and complete the task. Okay. So this is how we can use workflow rule to make the automated process. Okay. So यहाँ पे देख लीजिए, अभी कोई भी यूजर लीड का रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट करेगा, उसको पहले एक टास्क असाइन हो जाएगा कि उसको फॉलो अप कॉल करना है, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन डू इट. सो this is the first thing we can do it by using a workflow rule. So any doubt here in this first option, assign a task? Any doubt here? We'll give you 2 minutes here if you have any doubt. This is a very important topic. Okay. So if you have any doubt here in this workflow rule or workflow task creation, you can ask me. Okay, protected component. Let me check out that protected component. Okay, I think this option was there while creating the task. Let me check it out. So in this protected component, right? So this mainly, I think this protected component we can use while sending the email notification, right? Whenever we add the email action here, that time we can use this protected component, because while sending email alert, first we have to create that email template. Okay, and email template might contain some information like your logo or some attachment, right? That you have to send outside the Salesforce. Okay, आपको क्या करना है, Salesforce के outside आपको भेजना पड़ता है, right? So in that case we have to use this protected component checkbox. Okay, I think that is the use of this component, but what I'll do, I'll check it out again and then we'll let you know. Okay. So there is one more point in from yesterday's session, and this point I'll check it out and we'll let you know. Okay. Also, if we can get that information, if you really want to check it right now, you'll just open and go to the help section. We'll get this information for from here. From here, you'll get this information. You just have to check it out here in this assign to subject, unique name, due date. So they might have mentioned here somewhere what is the protected component is. Okay, but we'll check it out and we'll let you know. Okay, so I think there are some more questions. Okay, there are some more questions. So in task priority always be high. No, we can define that priority, whether you want to keep this as a high priority or low priority. Here you can see based on the call duration, we can define. For example, you want to make the call within 8 days. So due date is very near, so that we can make it as a high priority, or we can decide that what priority you want. So whenever you'll get the requirement, in that requirement they will mention that yes, we want to keep this priority high for this task, or we want to keep it as a moderate. Okay, this totally based on requirement. Okay, you no need to worry about this. Whenever you'll get the requirement document, they'll mention that what priority they have to mention or add it. So there is one more question: how do we use priority option while creating a task? Okay, so for example, many a time there are different user will assign your task. जैसे कि manager रहेंगे वो आपको task assign करेंगे. Okay, सेल्स यूजर को असाइन करेंगे, या फिर अगर मार्केटिंग टीम है तो मार्केटिंग टीम के जो भी मैनेजर रहेंगे वो मेनली टास्क असाइन करेंगे, राइट? या फिर हायर अथॉरिटी है तो वो कभी टास्क असाइन करेंगे, राइट? सो ही विल डिसाइड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ प्रायोरिटी ही वांट्स टू मेंशन. ओके, जैसे कि कोई टास्क बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है तो ही मेंशन प्रायोरिटी फॉर दिस टास्क इज वेरी हाई. ओके, अगर कोई मॉडरेट है तो they will mention that priority is not so high for this task, you can complete this as per your convenience. Okay, so that's the reason this priority option is there. Okay, okay, there is one more question: who is Anshaha lead owner or assigned to handle that lead? Okay, so here you can see whenever we create any record, there is one owner for every record. If you open the Anshaha lead here, okay, so here you can see this user is the owner of this lead. Okay, so Amol is the owner of this lead. Okay, so जो भी lead के ऊपर follow up करना है, सब करना है, this person is responsible. Okay, so जो भी owner रहेगा वही responsible रहेगा पूरा task ये सब complete करने के लिए. Okay, और इसका हायर अथॉरिटी विल हायर अथॉरिटी जो भी रहेगा ये यूजर का, दे कैन चेक इट आउट ये यूजर कौन कौन सा टास्क परफॉर्म कर रहा है एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स ही इज परफॉर्मिंग हियर इन सेल्सफोर्स. इसको जो भी मैनेजर रहेंगे और हायर अथॉरिटी रहेंगे रोल हायरार्की में, दे कैन चेक हिज एक्टिविटीज. ओके, Okay, there is one option called time dependent workflow. Okay, so by using time dependent workflow, we can schedule the action. Right now, here you can see while creating task we have used the immediate action. That means क्या होगा, जैसे ही आप record create करोगे तो वो workflow वाला action execution होना start हो जाएगा. That is your immediate actions. Okay, but there is one more option called time based. Time based मतलब क्या होगा, आप शेड्यूल कर सकते हो. जैसे कि आज अगर हमने लीड क्रिएट किया है तो हमें देखना है वो यूजर खुद जाके टास्क क्रिएट करता है नहीं किया करता. 8 दिन तक अगर उसने खुद फॉलो अप किया तो देन उसका साइन करना है. ओके, जस्ट कंसिडर सेकंड सिनेरियो. पहला सिनेरियो हमें देखा, जैसे ही लीड क्रिएट होता है उस यूजर को टास्क असाइन करना है. ओके, सेकंड सिनेरियो ये है कि हम देखेंगे पहले 8 दिन तक देखेंगे ओनर खुद जाके फॉलो अप करता है या नहीं करता है. जैसे लीड क्रिएट होने के बाद 8 दिन तक हम देखेंगे कि यूजर फॉलो अप कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है. अगर वो कोई टास्क क्रिएट ही नहीं करता है तो 8 दिन के बाद क्या होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली सिस्टम उसको एक टास्क असाइन कर देगा. ओके, दिस काइंड ऑफ implementation if you want to do, then we can use the time dependent actions. और second scenario is there, जैसे for example you want to send the email notification like a birthday greeting or any other message, right? So in that case we can use the time dependent workflow to create that scenarios. Okay, so there are two options. Okay, I think there is some more questions. Create when created when criteria is met, when this comes in a picture. Okay, so here you can see while creating workflow there are multiple options. Three options we have seen. One is created and it's edited, and third option is created and when meets it subsequent criteria. जैसे कि we'll show you that option, then we can use that third option. Okay, so let me edit this. So पहला ऑप्शन हम यूज कर सकते हैं जब भी रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट हुआ तब टास्क क्रिएट करना है. सेकंड, जब भी हमने रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट किया या फिर रिकॉर्ड को मॉडिफाई किया तब जाके क्रिएट करना है. थर्ड ऑप्शन है क्रिएटेड पे तो वो चलेगा ही. ओके, क्रिएटेड पे वो चलेगा. सेकंड कंडीशन इज दैट अगर लीड को हमने चेंज किया है और अब जाके वो क्या कर रहा है, कंडीशन मीट कर रहा है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे मैं कंडीशन डालता हूँ. राइट नाउ आई विल मेंशन द कंडीशन हियर. जैसे कि लीड का सिटी, where is that city, yes, lead city equals Mumbai. Okay, right, and if I use the third option, okay, created and anytime it's edited to meet the subsequent criteria. Okay, if I mention this condition, क्या होना चाहिए, करंट यूजर का सिटी इक्वल्स टू मुंबई होना चाहिए. अगर या फिर we can mention the lead का सिटी इक्वल्स टू मुंबई. This will be better. Okay, lead का सिटी इक्वल्स टू मुंबई. अभी मैं यहाँ पे जाता हूँ, यहाँ पे लीड का सिटी क्या है, वी हैव नॉट मेंशन्ड, राइट, दैट इज ब्लैंक. अब जाके अगर मैं इसको मुंबई करता हूँ, सेव करता हूँ, तब जाके वो क्या होगा, तब जाके वर्कफ्लो एग्जीक्यूट होगा. अगर ये मैच नहीं कर रहा है कंडीशन, then it will not execute. Okay, so this scenario if is there, then we can use the third option, created and it's edited to meet the subsequent criteria. Because यहाँ पे criteria जो mention किया है वो meet होना चाहिए तभी जाके वो execute होगा, otherwise it will not get execute. Okay, this is the second option. I think there are some more questions. Let me check it out. Okay, I think these are the only question there in chat. If you anybody have any other question, we can put it on chat. And also what's in WhatsApp group there is no question. Okay. So if you have any question, you can put it on chat. Okay, I think there is no question. So we'll take a second scenario here for same workflow rule. Now we have created the immediate workflow, right? So next thing we'll see, we'll create the time dependent workflow. Okay, we'll create the time dependent workflow and then we'll see how it works. Okay. So just take an example. Whenever any lead get created, we have to send the welcome email. ओके जैसे इंक्वायरी यहाँ पे जैसे कोई भी सिस्टम आप कोई इंक्वायरी जनरेट करते हो तो आपको वेलकम ईमेल आता है राइट if you want to create this kind of email here okay so then we can use the workflow rule to send the email alert okay or email notification okay so first what we have to do we have to create one email template then by using workflow rule we can send the email uh, notification or welcome email okay but we'll create some modify this requirement and what we'll do we have we'll modify and we'll make it as a जैसे कि हमें एक दिन के बाद वेलकम ईमेल भेजना है इमीडिएटली नहीं भेजना है आज अगर लीड क्रिएट हुआ तो हमें क्या होना चाहिए कल उसको उनको वेलकम ईमेल जाना चाहिए एक दिन के बाद उनको वेलकम ईमेल जाना चाहिए या फिर वी कैन मेंशन दैट आफ्टर 1 hour we have to send the welcome email so how we can create this scenario we'll see it okay so our business requirement is that whenever any lead gets generated here in Salesforce what we have to do we have to send him a welcome email but we don't want to send him a immediate welcome email we want to send email after 1 day okay एक दिन के बाद हमें उनको वेलकम ईमेल भेजना है this is the scenario how we can implement this by using workflow rule we'll check it out okay so what we have to do first thing we have to do is we have to create the email template what email template कि जो भी ईमेल हम भेजने वाले हैं उसके अंदर क्या कंटेंट जाना चाहिए okay what content we have to send there so that we have to define right so just go to the email template here you can see classic email introduction is there okay from here we can create the email templates so there are 4 types of email templates one is plain text html okay we'll see it so here you can see 4 types of email templates are there text template html using classic letterhead custom without using classic letterhead and then visual force so we can create any kind of template here but as we have not seen this topic yet okay we will not create it we'll use one existing email template and we'll complete our requirement whenever we reach here we'll get out this okay so here you can see there is one email template called my first html template or instead of using that you can see community here you can see welcome email is there do you remember welcome email so we'll use this template but I think this is for community but let me check modified and check it so what I'll do we'll just remove this okay we'll make it lead fields okay or we'll hide thanks for query Okay, so we'll write a simple. Okay, this is sample template I have created. जब भी कोई लीड जनरेट होगा तो उनको हम भेजेंगे thanks for inquiry, our sales representative will get in touch with you shortly. Okay, this simple text template I have created. Okay, let's save this, and now we'll use this template. So template was to, let me check it out, the template. Yes, this new member welcome email template. Remember this name, we are going to use this name in a workflow. So let's go to the workflow again. New rule on lead object. Click next. Send welcome email. Okay. Then we'll mention it as a created. Okay. Rule criteria. There is no rule criteria, but we can mention that email ID should not be empty. Okay. So we can mention that email का lead का email ID not equals to empty. जब empty नहीं है तब हमें वो execute करना है. Okay, that we can mention here. Just click save and new. Once we created the workflow rule, we have add the time trigger. Okay, कि कब execute होना है, हमें क्या करना है, एक दिन के बाद execute करना है. So let's add the time trigger. So 1 day after lead created date. 1 day after lead created date. Okay, just save it. Now we add the actions here. यहाँ पे देखिए, now once we added the trigger, time trigger, then we can add the action. So let's create new email alert. So give name as a welcome email. Here you can see we have to select the email template, right? So just select the email template. So here you can see protected component here. This option is also here available. So this protected component is regarding to this email template. अगर email template में हमने कुछ emails डाला रहता है या फिर attachment attach किया रहता है, so for that this option is there. Now recipient type, recipient हमें किसको भेजना है, that we have to select here. Here you can see multiple options are there, right? But हमें भेजना है lead के ईमेल आईडी को, राइट? तो यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना है, ईमेल फील्ड सेलेक्ट करना है. वी हैव टू सेलेक्ट द ईमेल का फील्ड. ओके, एंड हियर वी सेलेक्ट द लीड में, इनसाइड लीड देयर इज वन फील्ड कॉल्ड ईमेल. सो वी हैव टू सेंड, वो जो भी ईमेल आईडी डाला रहेगा उसमें भेजना है, राइट? जैसे वेलकम ईमेल हम लीड की ईमेल आईडी को भेजेंगे, अगर सीसी में हमें किसी को रखना है फ्रॉम आवर टीम, वी कैन मेंशन दैट. फॉर एग्जांपल आई वांट टू मेंशन दिस माय ईमेल आईडी, एडिशनल ईमेल आईडी. तो ये ईमेल आईडी को पता चलेगा सच में वेलकम ईमेल चला गया है नहीं गया, दैट आई कैन मेंशन इट. ओके, सो यहाँ पे कौन सी ईमेल आईडी से भेजना है, दैट वी कैन डिफाइन फ्रॉम हियर. जैसे कि अभी करंट यूजर की ईमेल आईडी से भेजना है, जैसे कि करंट यूजर इज दिस अमोल, इसका ईमेल आईडी हमने मेंशन किया amolwag8012@gmail.com, राइट? सो अगर मैं यहाँ पे ये वाला ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट करता हूँ करंट यूजर्स ईमेल आईडी, तो क्या करेगा, अमोलवाग से वो ईमेल चला जाएगा. इफ आई सेलेक्ट द सेकंड ऑप्शन, देन आई कैन डिफाइन द org-wide ईमेल एड्रेस, डिफॉल्ट वर्कफ्लो यूजर का ईमेल एड्रेस. हमें क्या करना पड़ता है, डिफॉल्ट वर्कफ्लो यूजर डिफाइन करना पड़ता है पहले ही, जब भी हम सेटअप वर्कफ्लो रूल का सेटअप स्टार्ट करते हैं. ओके, यहाँ पे अभी आई हैव ऑलरेडी डन द सेटअप फॉर दिस, that's the reason we will not be able to see this option. Okay, so you can use any of the option from this. Okay, and again make this address the default from email address for this object. अगर हम ये चेकबॉक्स चेक करते हैं तो क्या होगा, करंट यूजर जो है अमोल वाघ उसका ईमेल आईडी ही डिफॉल्ट बन जाएगा। अगर कोई भी वर्क फ्लो हम क्रिएट करते हैं लीड ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर तो उसी के मेल से ईमेल चला जाएगा। ओके, दैट इज द लास्ट ऑप्शन। This is, add this all information and just save it. That's it. Just done. Activate. ओके, अभी अगर हमने कोई लीड रिकॉर्ड क्रिएट किया तो क्या करेगा, उसको एक दिन के बाद वो वेलकम ईमेल भेज देगा। सिस्टम क्या करेगा, एक दिन के बाद वेलकम ईमेल भेज देगा। और यहाँ पे टाइम बेस मॉनिटरिंग के अंदर यहाँ पे देख लीजिए टाइम बेस वर्कफ्लो, इसको हम यहाँ से मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं वेदर वो ट्रिगर हुआ या नहीं हुआ। ओके, so right now we will not be able to check whether this email system is send this email or not, because we have mentioned the time trigger as after 1 day. So let me modify this and we'll make it as a 0 hours after creation. Okay, let me deactivate because of this active will not be able to modify, I think. Let's deactivate this rule and check it out. We'll change this to the 0 hours after creation. Here you can see edit option is there. So let's modify this and make it as a 0 hours, 0 hours or 0 days. Yes, 0 hours is there, 0 hours after lead creation. Okay, this just to check out whether we are getting email notification or not. Okay, if you make the 1 day, that means we have to wait for 1 day, right? कल हमें email आ जाएगा। Instead of that, I am mentioning 0 hours after a lead created. तो क्या होगा, अभी के अभी हमें मिल जाएगा। So let's check it out. Just save this. Let's make it as done. Activate. Then let's go back to the lead. Instead of creating new lead, I'll clone this lead. Clone option is there. So I don't need to fill all the information. Only I'll change. Okay. Okay. This I'll change only name. Other information I'll keep as it is. Only thing I have to remember here, I have to add the email address. Email address here. So what I'll do, I'll add this email address. Okay. Right. This is the email address I have added. Okay. And now what I'll do, I'll save it. Once I save, we should get the email, welcome email. Okay. Let's save it. Check it out. Task यहाँ पे देख लीजिए. This task get created. We'll wait for 1 minute. Okay. We have mentioned 0 hours, so it will take some time as it is time-based workflow. Okay, time-based workflow. We'll check it out. We'll get that email alert. Okay. Again, we can go back and time-based monitoring. We'll check it out whether it's available here or not. So what was the name for that rule? We have to define here. We have to check it out. Send welcome email. Search. Here you can see this record is there. This is in the schedule time 10:51 AM, right? आज के दिन का schedule था. So if you open this detail, yeah, it's taking to the lead. So this is how we can in monitoring we can check it out कि कब schedule हुआ है and कब execute होने वाला है. Okay, so just go to the workflow here and from time based just workflow rule equals mention the name here, search it out. यहाँ पे आपको पता चलेगा कितने यूजर को लूप में है, मतलब कितने यूजर को कितने रिकॉर्ड्स क्रिएट हुए और उसका शेड्यूल टाइम क्या है, राइट? कौन से यूजर ने क्रिएट किया है. ओके, दैट वी कैन चेक इट आउट हियर. नाउ विल सी वेदर वी हैव रिसीव्ड दिस ईमेल और नॉट. आई थिंक वी शुड रिसीव दिस ईमेल. Okay, we'll check it out again. As a time based workflow, it will take some time. We have mentioned 0 hours till it will take some time. Okay, we'll show you once we receive this email. Okay, so this is how we can create the time dependent workflow. Now in workflow rule, we have seen two options. Email alert we have seen the task creation, right? These two options we have seen. Now we have to see the field update and outbound. But for outbound outbound messages, we don't have any messaging service, so we'll not be able to see that option. Okay, but we'll see this field update. Okay, अगर आपको field update use करना है तो how we can use that. Okay, we'll start this field update in next session. Okay, if you have any doubt regarding time dependent workflow or task, you can ask me, or if you have any doubt related to validation rule also, you can ask me. Other topics will start in next session. Okay, we have to check the workflow field update and then we'll start with the process builder and approval process. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can put it on chat.
Students, if you have any doubt, you can ask Amol sir, because these are very important topics as far as your interview and certifications are concerned. क्योंकि वर्कफ्लो, वैलिडेशन रूल्स, ठीक है, वर्कफ्लो बिल्डर, ये सब जो टॉपिक्स है इन पे क्वेश्चंस पक्का आते हैं सभी.
These four topics are very important whenever you talk about your certification interview, or you can if you check out your real project. Okay, so without this topic you will not be able to complete your project. कोई भी project हो वहाँ पे आप ये topic project complete ही नहीं कर पाओगे. Okay, so यहाँ पे workflow rule है, process builder है, approval process है, validation है, वो वहाँ पे रहेगा ही रहेगा. ओके, सो आपको बिजनेस केसेस मिलेगा, जैसे अभी हमने 2-3 बिजनेस सिनेरियोज देखा, उसी टाइप में आपको वहाँ पे भी सिनेरियो मिलेगा, राइट? जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्स रहता है उसके अंदर, बाय यूजिंग दिस रिक्वायरमेंट डॉक्यूमेंट यू हैव टू implement this option. Okay,
and you cannot complete any of the business process without approval process and workflow process. That's why these are the important topics. All the business cases includes these processes. Amol sir, can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share the feedback link?
Yeah, sure, sir. I think there is one question. Then I'll stop my sharing. Sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so there is question. So when a task is completed or not completed after due date, does lead owner get some notification like ABC has completed or not completed the task? That is also a custom thing. Okay, whether you want this notification or not is depend on you or depend on business. Okay, so for example, if some business want this notification to be generated, then we can generate that. Okay, based here also we can generate by using time based workflow, like after 1 hour after due date, agar a task is not completed, status of task is not completed, then we can send the email notification to the owner that please complete this task, and also we can send the email notification to his manager that this user has not completed the task. This is one scenario. Other scenario is that if you want to get the notification, this lead owner will get notification every day on his home page. Okay, these are the task which is due but you are not completed, right? तो home page पे उसको notification मिल जाएगा. तीसरा, whenever you create any reports, report से भी आपको पता चलेगा कि these are the task which is not completed. उसका due date हो गया है फिर भी वो task incomplete से, right? So this kind of tracking are available there, and that's the advantages of having these due dates and task कि हम उसको track करके check कर सकते हैं. Okay, so notification भेजना है नहीं भेजना, it's totally a business requirement, depend on the business requirement. अगर कोई कंपनी चाहता है हम नोटिफिकेशन भेजे, कोई चाहते हैं नहीं भेजे. Some companies are there, they required notification before due date arrives. जैसे कि अभी हमने 8 दिन का ड्यू डेट दिया है इसको, तो क्या करेंगे, आफ्टर 4 day again they will send one reminder that your half of the time is over but still you are not completed this task. After 6 or 7 day again they will send one notification that you have only 1 day remaining to complete the task. Again on same day they will send notification, and after due date arrive, from there for every next day they will send the email notification. So this is depend on the process they want to implement there. It's totally based on the requirement. There is one more question. What happens when task is not completed? Lead get lost? No. See, if you complete this task or not, you have completed this task or not completed, it will not create any impact on this, because lead मतलब क्या है, कोई पर्सन आपसे बात किया कि मैं प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, मे बी मेरे को ये प्रोडक्ट परचेस करना है ऐसे, तो आपको लीड का इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया. और इससे अच्छा बेटर एग्जांपल इफ यू वांट टू टेक, आपका वेबसाइट है, कोई पर्सन आपकी वेबसाइट पे आया, उसने उसका डिटेल डाल दिया कि मेरे ये प्रोडक्ट का इंक्वायरी करना है, राइट? तो क्या कर सकते हैं हम, वो वेबसाइट से जो भी डेटा आ रहा है वो सेल्सफोर्स में लीड करके हम कैप्चर कर सकते हैं. तो हमने क्या किया, उस लीड को कैप्चर कर दिया. यहाँ पे जैसे लीड को कैप्चर, यहाँ पे सेल्सफोर्स में लीड सेव हो गया, वेबसाइट से जिसने भी डेटा फिल किया था वो लीड सेल्सफोर्स में सेव हुआ. तो हमने क्या किया, जो भी ओनर को लीड असाइन हुआ है, जो भी लीड असाइन है, यूजर के लिए हमने क्या किया, एक टास्क क्रिएट करके रखा कि अभी ये यूजर इंटरेस्टेड है हमारे कोई प्रोडक्ट में, तो हमें क्या करना है, उसके साथ फॉलो अप करना है, मतलब उसके साथ बात करके चेक करना है कि वो कौन से प्रोडक्ट में इंटरेस्टेड है और वो कब परचेस करने वाला है. ये सब डिटेल जानने के लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, हमारे कोई तो यूजर को कॉल करना पड़ेगा. सो व्हाट वी हैव डन, वी हैव जस्ट असाइन वन टास्क टू आवर यूजर दैट प्लीज मेक द फॉलो अप कॉल. और फॉलो अप कॉल करने के लिए हमने उसको टाइम दे दिया कि विद इन 8 डे आपको क्या करना है, उसको कॉल करके पूछना है उससे, कि बात करके देखना है कि वो कौन से प्रोडक्ट में इंटरेस्टेड है. सो इट डजंट मैटर ये यूजर उसको कॉल करता है नहीं करता है. ओके, अगर बट इफेक्टिव अगर आपको बिजनेस उसको लेके आना है, हमें कुछ प्रोडक्ट उसको सेल करना है उस लीड को, तो इट्स मैंडेटरी दैट ही कैन डू फॉलो अप. अगर जितने जल्दी ये यूजर फॉलो अप करेगा उतने चांसेस है कि हमें वो बिजनेस मिल जाए. ओके, बट इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी टू कंप्लीट द टास्क. इट्स टोटली डिपेंड ऑन दिस यूजर. अगर ये यूजर को बिजनेस क्लोज करना है तो फॉलो अप करे. ओके, अगर वो फॉलो अप नहीं करता है तो ये जिसने भी इंक्वायरी किया वो क्या करेगा, दूसरा कोई कॉम्पिटिटर रहेगा कि सेम प्रोडक्ट बेच रहा है, तो वो क्या करेगा, दूसरे प्रोडक्ट कॉम्पिटिटर के पास जाएगा, राइट? सो दैट्स द रीजन जो भी बिजनेस ओनर होते हैं वो क्या चाहते हैं कि हमारे जो भी सेल्स पर्सन या मार्केटिंग टीम है इफेक्टिवली कॉल करे. इफेक्टिव कॉल मतलब क्या, जैसे हमें लीड का डिटेल मिल गया, विद इन अ डे और 2 हमारा फॉलो अप कॉल जाना चाहिए. तो कनेक्ट करने के लिए हम पहले क्या करते हैं, उनको वेलकम ईमेल भेजते. जैसे कोई इंक्वायरी जनरेट करता है तो इमीडिएटली उसको वेलकम ईमेल जाता है और उसको बोलते आपका जो भी इंक्वायरी है हमने लॉक कर दिए और हमारा पर्सन आपको कॉल करेगा. दिस इज द फर्स्ट कनेक्शन बिटवीन दैट जो भी इंक्वायरी कर रहा है एंड बिजनेस. तो हमें अगर वेलकम ईमेल आता है तो हम क्या होते हैं, हाँ हमारा इंक्वायरी जो भी किया था उनको मिला है एंड दे आर प्रोसेसिंग दैट, राइट? तो उसके बाद हम 1 दिन के बाद हमारा सेल्स पर्सन उसको कॉल करेगा, बात करेगा एंड ही विल ट्राई टू सेल प्रोडक्ट.
जो भी सेल्स पर्सन वो क्या करेगा, अपना सेल्स करने की कोशिश करेगा। So, यहाँ पे ये मैटर नहीं करता है कि ये टास्क कंप्लीट हुआ है नहीं हुआ है। सो यहाँ पे मैटर ये करता है कि हमें वो बिजनेस चाहिए, तो हमें इफेक्टिवली फॉलो अप करना है, राइट, और हमारा प्रोडक्ट उसको सेल करना है। सो ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपने टास्क वो टास्क कंप्लीट नहीं किया तो आपका लीड लॉस्ट हो जाएगा। ओके, ऐसा नहीं है यहाँ पे। ओके, so any other question here? If anybody have any other question, you can put it on the chat. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen. I think we are out of time now. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen. If you have any question, you can put it on chat. Okay, or you can put it on WhatsApp.
Thank you, Amol sir. And
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you.
you may also leave the meeting if you are short.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Students, feedback URL is in front of you on the screen. Please provide the feedback. And one more announcement for all the students. After giving the feedback of today's session, I will share a link, Google form link, that you need to fill another form apart from feedback form. And that form is for tracing the details of your progress. आपने कितना प्रोग्रेस किया है ट्रेल हेड में, तो उसमें मैं एक फॉर्म में मैंने आपसे डाटा कलेक्ट करना मुझे, जिसमें आपका नंबर ऑफ बेजेस एंड नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स अर्न आपको इंटर करना होंगे, और जो भी आपका डिटेल है नेम वगैरह वो फिलअप करना होंगे। तो मैं आपको ग्रुप्स पे, दोनों ग्रुप्स पे, जो अपना आईटी सीएस वाला ग्रुप है, इसी वाला वो भी, और एफसी एमएसआर वाला ग्रुप, उन दोनों पे मैं वो लिंक शेयर करूंगा। बट फर्स्ट प्रोवाइड द फीडबैक ऑफ टुडेज सेशन बाय दिस लिंक. I will share the another form link separately on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. The session is called off for today. Please join at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. We will update you regarding, because tomorrow is Christmas. So we will update you for next training day. Okay. Thank you.